In this video lesson, I'm going to show you how I like to trade the bullish pin bar, okay, using my 4-hour entry technique, all right? Let's go. Hey, welcome back to the Trade More YouTube channel, everybody. Hey, I'm Jeff Moore, published author, professional trader, and in this Trader How Do I video, I'm going to show you how I like to trade the bullish pin bar using my 4-hour entry technique. All right, let's dive into the video. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to this training video. Okay, so this training video, what I'm going to be talking about is one of the bullish price action signals known as the bullish pin bar. But in this specific lesson, I'm going to break down the 4-hour entry technique. Okay, now one of the signals that we look for on the daily time frame, right, is a bullish pin bar. So first is we have to know what the trend is, or market structure. Okay, the trend. We might have a nice beautiful trend line going up, and then we're looking for this bullish signal. Well, one of the signals that we can get in this area is this bullish pin bar. So what does a bullish pin bar look like? We have plenty of lessons in the course. I actually have an entire chapter on bullish pin bars, and if you have not watched it, you need to watch it, read it, go through the course. Plus, I have many training videos specifically talking about this bullish pin bar. So we have a bullish pin bar right now. This video lesson is going to focus on when we see this bullish pin bar on the daily time frame. What do we look for on a smaller time frame? Okay, because again, we recognize these signals on the daily time frame, but then we drop it down into the 4-hour or even the 2-hour if you really want to go there to get a more precise entry. So let's dissect the 4-hour entry on a bullish pin bar. Okay, so let me move this pin bar right here in the middle. So what we're going to do, and again, this is something that we look for in an uptrend. For example, trends going up, 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 pulls back. We get this signal, right around a Fibonacci area, right around a support area, whether that's a moving average or just a former resistance, which becomes now new support. We get this signal. Okay, and so you also need to understand that the bullish pin bar is, there's not just one. For example, this bullish pin bar right here, okay, can be clear like that. It can be a, you know, again, a bullish candle. When I say bullish, means it opens and closes. So this can be, I don't know how your chart looks, but white. But it also can be colored in red, right, as bearish, right? So when it opens up, but this is still a bullish pin bar. Somebody asked me the other day, if you get this bullish pin bar, but it's red, which means it opened and closed, is it still a valid pin bar? The answer is yes. It's not about the color of the body. It's about the wick. Is this wick 3/4 this body? In this case, it is. And since it's got this long wick from the bottom, this means that sellers drove the price down and buyers pushed it back up. That is a bullish sign, okay? A bullish sign. So when we see this on the daily time frame, here are our 4-hour entry techniques, okay? So this is what I do. First thing I do is I look at this at the end of the day. End of the day. The Forex market closes 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, and if I see this pin bar, I draw a line there. I draw a line in the middle. All right, everybody. Hey, I think this would be a great time right now to ask you, hey, if you're finding value in this video in any way, do me a favor, guys. Hey, smash that like button, all right? It really does help support the channel. It really matters, okay? And also, this ensures that YouTube can spread this video out to more people. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hey, let's get back into the video. And I draw a line at the bottom. Now, let me just kind of move those perfectly here, here. This is exactly what I do at the end of the day. I draw these 3 lines, okay? Now, why do I draw these 3 lines? Well, if I get a bullish pin bar, the first thing to know is If price closes below this low, below it, then this signal is no longer valid, okay? Because this bullish pin bar is an indication that price should be going up. So if price closes below this pin bar low, this signal is no longer valid, okay? So that's why I marked the low. Second thing is I mark the middle. Now, for some of you, you might actually take entries off the daily time frame, and that is totally okay. So if you do that, I like looking at the middle, because lots of times what happens is price will come back down into this zone, okay? Price will come back down into this zone, and then it'll continue to go up and up. So in this case, it kind of came down here, and then it rolled up. That's why I draw the middle line. Now, the reason why I draw the top line is some of the entries into the daily time frame, if you're going to trade this, is a buy stop above the high. Some traders will place a buy stop order above the high and then catch the momentum as price works it through, okay? But again, lots of times this bullish candle will ultimately just turn into what's called a fake out and immediately go back down. And so if you had your stop loss, say down here, lots of times you'll get wicked out. So the reason why I drop it into a 4-hour entry signal is I like to avoid these fake outs as much as possible. So here's how we do it. So we got a bullish signal, we got our bullish pin bar. I've got my 3 lines drawn. Now I drop it down into a 4-hour time frame. Okay, so understand what a bullish pin bar looks like on a 4-hour time frame will help you with your entries. So if price, I'm going to draw these small candles because visualize these being 4 hours. If price works itself down to here, all the way back down to this low, okay, and then resorts back up, okay, so price came down to the low on the 4-hour time frame. All this is if price comes down to the low and then bounces, all that is on a 4-hour time frame is a double bottom, okay? A double bottom. So one of the things is if price is working itself down to here, then if I take my lines, let's do this. Line, 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 okay? This is representing here. If price comes back down to here, all that is a potential double bottom. So if price works itself back down to this area, then I know I'm looking for a potential double bottom on the 4-hour. Now, an entry that I like to take when I see that is if price is coming down here, okay, if price is coming down to that bottom, then one of the things I really like to look for is a coming up, it's coming down. I like to look for a bullish pin bar, but on a 4-hour time frame, a long-tailed bullish pin bar that's in the course. So if I see on this little area down here, and let me kind of just do this. Let's assume that this area down here looks like that. Okay, so on a 4-hour time frame, price is coming down, and it slaps a 4-hour bullish pin bar. I have no problem putting a buy stop order above this high with a stop loss below the pin bar low. Why? Because again, a pin bar is valid until it's broken. So this is my risk. Okay, it's again, this is a more aggressive entry, but I know when I see a pin bar, if price is coming back down on the 4-hour and I get this candle at the bottom, I have no problem taking that entry. Okay, so one of the things you want to look for on a bullish pin bar on a 4-hour entry technique is the next candle. Okay, and if price is coming back down and it slaps a bullish pin bar at this low, right around this low, because remember, in order for this pin bar not to be valid, price has to close below it. So if it rocket ships back at the upside, okay, that's a strong indication that this signal is going to play out. So that's one of the things you look for, guys, coming down to the bottom. Now, let's erase this and give you another one. Because again, what I want you to do is you're going to be studying these 4 hours. I mean, you're going to be looking at the daily chart, seeing these pin bars, and when you see these pin bars, you're going to know exactly what to look for the next day on a 4 hour. Okay, so remember, we've got this entry technique right here, this halfway mark. Okay, because lots of times price will come back down and then go back up. Well, if price comes down to this area, let me show you what that looks like on the 4 hour time frame. Also, guys, I have a lot of videos in the website called Candlestick Microanalysis where I dissect this in detail as well as the chart. So make sure you go look at those videos. On entries, they're microanalysis, okay? Candlesticks. So price does this. Now let's make it smaller for the 4 hour. Comes down, maybe stalls right here, and then starts to go back up. That candle that I just drew a minute ago on the daily time frame, that is what it looks like on the 4 hour time frame. This coming down in here. So what is that? That is nothing more than, we call it a W bottom. Okay, this is a reversal. Okay, a W bottom. So price comes down and it kind of stops. See, if you look at it, you've got this. If you, let's say market structure, for example. If I look at market, if I was going to dissect market structure, and let's say we were going down, here, again, on a smaller time frame, down, and then here, this is a W pattern. Okay, so whenever price comes down to here, this is this over here, a W pattern. Okay, it's a reversal. And then we would assume price will continue to work itself up. So what I'm also looking for on this bullish pin bar is that if price comes down here and gives me a W pattern, okay, a W pattern right here. Okay, some people might take, if there's a bullish pin bar, okay, if they get that bullish pin bar right here in this area, they might take that, okay? But some traders, what they'll do is they'll actually just see this W pattern like this and wait for it to break and then test. So they'll wait for this break, and then a pullback and test this breakout. Okay, so you could enter this W pattern down here if you get a long-tailed bullish pin bar or engulfing, some of the entry techniques that we talk about here, with a risk, again, maybe a risk down here or even a risk down here. Okay, so I'll answer questions here in a minute. And so it goes up and pulls back. But again, I just want to show you what I'm looking for in this pin bar is either a pullback to the bottom for a W or a double bottom. If it goes to the halfway mark, that is a W pattern. Okay, W pattern. You can enter here on the W pattern. Okay, or you wait for it to break out and test. So that's the second thing that I am looking for. Okay, and again, so when I see these bullish pin bars on the daily, that's one of the pairs that I'm watching the whole day. I'm not looking at all 30 of my pairs. I'm looking at the pairs that have already given me a signal on the daily because now I'm waiting for this beautiful entry. I can get in here or I can get in with the pullback. Okay, so let's take a look at the third potential. So we've got this W, or this bullish pin bar. We know that it can pull back into a double bottom. Oops, I ought to start it over. We know it can pull back into a double bottom. Okay, so we've got this pin bar. Goes up. That's not as big as the other one, but just don't worry. Okay, we've drawn our lines. Here, here, here. So what am I looking for now on a 4? We know it can pull back down to here. Right, we've already discussed that. So price can work itself down to here for a double bottom. Price can work itself down to here for a W pattern. But the next thing that it can do is break on the 4 hour, break, break, and then wait for that pullback, okay? Because again, lots of times, some traders, what they'll do is they'll set that buy stop order right here, but the problem is they are getting faked out. The candle goes up, and then it immediately raises. So if you drop it to a 4-hour and you get this break, and then you see the pullback, then you can wait for an entry signal in the pullback. So the third scenario that I'm looking for, and again, I have training videos where I talk about microanalysis in depth, and I talk about this and I show visualizations on the chart as well. But what I'm looking for is either breaks and a test. So to recap this video lesson, the 3 entries that I'm looking for on a bullish pin bar are a pullback to this bottom, which would produce a double bottom on the 4-hour. Some traders would enter the double bottom down here. Some traders will actually wait till the break of the double bottom and a pullback. So what you could get is this break of the double bottom and the pullback. Okay, this entry right here is a W pattern. Okay, you might get into a entry here or wait for the break and the test. That's this middle one. Or it just shoots up. Okay, it just shoots up, breaks, and then pulls back. Right, breaks and pulls back. So there's 3 things that I'm looking for on a smaller time frame when I see a bullish pin bar. In another training video, we'll talk about the bearish pin bar and what exactly you look for. But if you recognize market structure or market trend, higher highs, higher lows, pulling up, then you draw your trend line and it pulls back, and price shows you a long tail bullish pin bar on the daily time frame. And draw your 3 lines, and now start looking for 4-hour entry techniques. Either it's going to go down, bounce, down, and bounce, or up and bounce. Because remember, guys, if price breaks, this pin bar is no longer valid. Then you look for another signal. Hopefully that video lesson helped on the 4-hour entry techniques from a bullish pin bar. Please go through the course and look for micro candlestick analysis, where I show this example live on chart after chart after chart, and I go into detail. So make sure you review those candlestick analysis micro entry techniques. All right, everybody. Hey, hope you enjoyed today's video lesson on the bullish pin bar, how I like to trade it using my 4-hour entry technique. Hey, again, if you found value in this video in any way, if it was helpful at all, do me a favor, guys. Smash that like button, all right? So YouTube can spread this video out to more people. It can help more traders. It really does matter. I appreciate it very much, okay? Hey, and if you're looking to further your education, check down below in the description for my Options 101 course. It's completely free. Or if you want to take your trading to the next level, check out my Options Elite. Okay, and if none of those interest you, then right here, this playlist right here is our Mastering Options in 2023. It's going to teach you everything you need to know from a beginning trader all the way up to an advanced trader. Right here, okay? And this is the video that YouTube recommends you watch to further your journey on the options path. All right, everybody. You'll have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.